right.
Bye-bye.
This looks like the path Offric told us about.
Who's ready for more?
There he is.
If you traveled weeks to... The Temple of Eothas is closed. Ugh, I don't know why everyone in the Living Land suddenly wants to see the old kook in there, but it's not happening. Not today, anyway. Probably not tomorrow, either. Not with the way they're dawdling.
Since when do you make the rules?
Since I arrived with the big sword.
So you say I need a bigger sword. The Oracle has one. Let me in and I will borrow it.
No.
I'm saying you need to go home because the goddamn temple is closed.
Here at Orvis' request, he's got an expedition in trouble. You mean the Temple of the Swords. So why can't you do it?
The boy made it back to the embassy. I half expected him to kick off on the way there.
He was badly injured and grieving his brother's wounds. I say it is good news.
Sure, until the Inquisitor hears he abandoned his men to go crying for his mum. Yada, the expedition leader, told me it was the Inquisitor who tipped her off to this place. I guess Ludwine had squeezed the information out of some rebels she was interrogating.
A lot of that going around lately.
The old godlike who maintains the temple is supposed to have some kind of relic belonging to Eothas.
And given the Stilgarot's particular allegiances, yeah. Okay, I see the through line. I gotta say, I'm surprised there's still a temple to Eothas standing after the Saints' War. But there's no accounting for taste.
Right, of course, absolutely. The expedition team entered through the cave just past here. They were carrying a lot of tools and weapons with them, so be on your guard. And Envoy, thanks. I know Offric will appreciate you looking into this. Yeah, well, you're not just anyone. You're a friend of the Emperor, and that means something. Hey, good luck out there.
Who does this guard want?
If you're out here, who's helping out the team down there?
Alright, and I go. Assuming this is like a... Yep, okay. So there is a old godlike in here. Apparently he has a weapon. They mentioned that twice now, or 3 times. Does that mean I can get his weapon? I advance it. He's also a godlike, like me. One of like the last ones left. He's lightning. I have a gun that does lightning.
That did it. It was over.
Who woke up the sleeping skeleton?
Me.
Now we know why the expedition team abandoned that?
Book of Verses.
Puzzle.
That's all.
Alright. Oh. Ain't that a sight?
Gods. Never seen anything like it.
Views like this remind me why I came to the Living Lands in the first place.
Something stirs here.
Something stirs here.
Blood and a broken tripwire. Maybe Offric squad passed through here.
Do I not have this mission? Ah, there you go. I don't have it tagged for some reason.
Look at that. That statue.
Someone's standing right there.
How did anyone build that all the way down here?
Gods. No one knew that was down here. Rituals. Whispers of
Zoros. Want to sneak or fight?
quiet, Nimnut.
Not bad.
Why am I going in here? Ah, where started sneaking. Letter to Arquada. Oh, I landed right on top of it.
Hold it together, kid. We're nearly there.
That's on.
I got to be dreaming. Oh gods, am I dead? Is this the Beyond Spirit? Have you come to take me to Galloway's side?
The kid's in bad shape, but he's not too far gone. I think we can help him.
I'm not ready. I've never even touched a girl. It's not fair.
Oh no.
Oh, that's the creepiest sensation I ever felt in my life. Like vines were growing all through me.
If it works, don't question it. And look, your wounds are closing up already.
Oh, wow. I feel leagues better. I thought for sure you were coming to take me back to the wheel. Who are you? What you doing down here? He actually made it. I wasn't sure he'd come through. And he sent the Emperor's fucking envoy. Damn. Am I ever glad to meet you?
Focus. The Free Expedition score. Where are they?
Right. Those assholes. They went on without me after I got hurt. We'll come back for you once we've got the relic, Admin. Honest. Oh, shit. Yeda was probably hoping I'd croak so she wouldn't have to tell Offreak how she abandoned me. All she cares about is that oracle and his relic, which is probably just a big old dog bone if you ask me. He's probably still down there, fiddling with the statue. You must have seen it on your way in. Our captain, she's... I don't know. I don't want to talk out of turn.
Relax. You're not the first person to have a bad commander.
It's not like that. I mean, it didn't used to be. Yetta's not been quite herself lately. I've always known her to be cautious, careful. Now she charges forward recklessly. And she pushes us as hard as she pushes herself. And that's how I got hurt.
Has she been short-tempered? Distracted?
Yeah. When we make camp, she has these terrible dreams. Wakes us all up with her screaming and muttering.
Can't be sure, but it sounds like the dream scourge to me, Envoy.
Yeah.
I doubt I know much more than you do. I mean, you're godlike, just like him.
Come on, kid. Don't get starstruck now.
Well, he's touched by Eothas, right? And he's supposed to be old, like hundreds of years old. And I don't mean elf old, he's extra old, like Eothas has been keeping him alive or something.
Great. He's old. Anything else?
They used to receive pilgrims, but only the ones who could make it in. This place, it's like a trial.
Yeah, we've seen the same traps and crumbling buildings you have.
And he's building something. A statue of Eothas, I think. But I don't know what for. I mean, after all Eothas did in the Deadfire, people don't come here anymore. He'll be the last one to have seen him, I bet. I'll just rest up here a minute before I head back to Paradise.
Take it easy. No sense getting yourself into another scrape.
Promise, I'll take it slow. Hey, Envoy, for what it's worth, I really thought I was gonna die down here. Right, yeah. Got those assholes to save and everything. I hope they're better off than I was.
Alright. Ooh, stuff.
Seems like a good kid. Glad we could give him a hand. Maybe one of Juliana's girls will too.
He's gonna have a hard time getting...
A History of the Living Lands 1 Origin. The Living Lands do not exist, but certainly there's islands.
out of here, but at least we gave him a fighting chance.
So, the kid said the expedition team went deeper, looking for the Oracle.
I imagine the Oracle has something to do with that creepy statue. Maybe we should take a look.
You take lead.
Arms up! Take that shot!
That was a nice shot.
If Ludwig's after this relic, we might be on the right track. Someone's up ahead. Keep your eyes open.
My brother. Can it be? It has been too long. I had feared I was the last of us, but you... Oh, the very sight of you is a balm for the soul. I am the Oracle Sargemus, servant of the once shining god. he whose light has lately dimmed. What brings you to this sacred space? Then Sargamas spoke, and his voice swept forth with the heat and force of the bright day's sun. Weep not, for the child of light has forgiveness even for you, if you will embrace him. I am that same Sargamas. Though it has been some time since a man has knelt
shit,
before
he's
me
that
and
old?
begged absolution, as Hamka did. The people do not hold to the gods any longer, and they do not hold to their servants. We live in a time of disbelief. The gods are absent, and have recalled their gifts from the world. Avarice reigns. Acquisition is the faith to which all men bow. But perhaps there is hope. You have read the Book of Verses, and we are here together, if only briefly. In this moment, we are not entirely alone. Be welcome, for you have found it. People like you and I once sought this place in moments of spiritual turmoil, when the world and our souls could not find rest. Moments of war, famine, massacres, when those such as us are called upon to speak the gods' wills and to lead. But I have seen not one of us these last 3 years, and it is rare indeed that pilgrims come to pray. Perhaps our meeting now is the work of immortal hands. I pray that it is so. Godlike. Such a meager word for us, who are the gods' eyes and ears and hearts. We are the phenomena through which the gods experience the world. We are as like the gods as a finger is like a man. You and I, and our raptured brethren, we are the gods themselves.
Wow.
That's all very poetic, but it doesn't answer the question. Is this place special to godlikes?
It had been once, when we were legion, but no longer. Our kind came here to find fellowship and understanding in a world determined to bend us to its purposes. This is a heavy burden you carry, to be beloved of both a god and a god among men. I imagine one cannot help but wonder, did he elevate you for your skills and knowledge, your strengths, your accomplishments, or for what you are? You and I are instruments of a divine will. In choosing you to be his envoy, your emperor ennobles his purpose and tarnishes yours. Indeed. It has been my obsession these last few years, hewn by my own hands from stone in Ardra, and no small degree of melancholy. I suspect it will be my last great labor before this body is returned to the earth, and I am returned to my god. If I am, it is from an affliction that death will not cure. But no, brother, I am only very old. My light is waning. As Eothas' essence leaves the world, I am leaving with him. His essence has kept me alive for centuries, and soon we will enter the longest night. I am as you are, though I do not care for the word. Eothas the Dawn Treader is my lord and patron. If you will forgive me saying so, I am surprised to meet you here. Even before the vanishing of our kind, it had been some years since a child of Galawain came to speak with me.
Galawain?
And I have never seen a member of the Lord of the Hunt's coterie whose visage resembles yours.
Oh, okay.
Ah, of course. I should not have assumed. I have had the great privilege to speak with thousands of our kind during my long life. And you do not resemble a single one of them. But if not Galawain, I cannot imagine who else among the Pantheon might have blessed you. My relationship with my lord has oftentimes been the one succor through difficult seasons of my life. I hope that when you find your patron, it is the same for you. May I ask, as a god's child, did your earthly parents love you?
They revered me. It was different from love. I believe they cared for me in their way. They kept their distance. I think I frightened them. They were ashamed of me. They worried for me ceaselessly.
Even many kith untouched by gods are not so lucky. There are many theories, which the holy and learned of Eora have only just begun to argue. But you did not ask me for theories. Frankly, I do not know for certain. However, I believe the gods are preparing for war.
Oh.
A war of all against all. A struggle between destiny and design. Who yokes the soul of the world? Whose machinations turn the wheel? Who acts and whom is acted upon? That is the ultimate power, brother. The only power there is to decide the fate of another and to make it so. For so long as we have lived, it is the gods who have decided for us. But change is possible, if we are brave enough to want it. And kith have lately grown very brave indeed. Indeed, my soul has dwelled in this form for centuries, beyond even the lifespan of the longest-lived elf. My lord Eothas inspired my birth in the same year the kingdom of Adir was founded. You might say my birth heralded the empire you now serve. Many, yes.
Over 600 years ago.
Some that inspired awe, others dread. For a time, I proselytized among the colonists who first settled Glanfath. I held the door of my parish church against an onslaught of Glanfathan raiders, and I watched them fall prostrate before my light. I tended the wounded in the Broken Stone War, the War of Black Trees, the War of Defiance, and in many wars that were never given the dignity of a name, and since have been forgotten. I can hardly recall them anymore. Is that what they're calling him now? I heard the man that was Widewind speak when he was but a farmer. He had a presence even then, furious, incandescent. It was astonishing, his power. I wonder, had my lord already made a home in his body by then? Did my lord share with Widewind his plans to wage a pointless, bloody war while wearing the poor man's face? What a grave injustice, to have your body stolen and be made into a saint. Tragic Widewind. Pitiable Widewind. I grieve for what became of him. About 630, yes. Give or take a decade. One does lose count. The Deerwood has been a troubled place since the very moment of its inception. Conflicts erupted as regularly as spring flowers, to bloom and die as swiftly. So, there is always some dark corner in need of light, if you'll indulge me in the metaphor. Truthfully, I had been jailed for proselytizing in Colklin, and it was to the colonies I was exiled. So it was the Deerwood or death. I had nowhere else to go. That is a question for my lord. I have asked him many times, but even when he spoke to me, he would not say. I suspect it is his essence that has kept me alive, and now that he has abandoned this world, well, I soon expect to die. In prayer, in dreams, as I ate and loved and labored, his voice was a constant murmuring in my ear. But when I spoke to him, he never did reply. So, do not mistake his talking for a conversation. He only wanted to be heard.
Okay.
Not anymore. Be my guest. I suppose it's not impossible, but the gods typically make themselves known to us in our earliest days, before we have left the comfort of the womb. They are present in our hearts and minds before, well, before we even have a notion of I at all. I am sorry. Yours is an unusual case. Tell me, this voice in your head, do you want it to be your god? Other than a symptom of madness, you mean? You do not seem especially troubled. No more than any kith subject to life's uncertainties. As to what the voice is, if it is unlikely to be a god, I cannot say. It may be a particularly powerful soul attempting to control you, or the echoes of a past life. Perhaps it is the sending of an archmage, or some ancient construct of Engwithin make. Or it may just be the beginnings of the Dream Scourge. Whatever this voice is, I suspect only an expert in souls can say.
Okay.
An expedition? I'm afraid I don't understand.
Right. Maps, ropes, pitons, rugged boots, water for days, people down here looking for stuff.
I am familiar with the concept, tomb raiding and the like. What troubles me is why they would come here. These ruins are not so different from the many others on this island, except that they are a good deal more treacherous. And this representation of Eothas we stand before, it is the work of my own hands. They could not hope to move it. Do you know what their purpose is here?
Do you really expect me to believe you haven't seen them?
It's a reasonable question, I'll grant you. You must understand, this place has seen so few visitors for so long that I often retreat into my private quarters. To read, you understand, or pray, or sleep. Age has made me slow. I tire easily. I sleep now more hours than I wake. They could have already come and gone, and I would be none the wiser. In any case, you haven't told me what it was they searched for. Or do you not know?
I'll be truthful.
Ah, the splinter of Eothas. I suppose it was too much to hope they were here to examine these exquisite ruins. Truly, it is their loss. The splinter of Eothas is a sliver of shinbone from my lord's titan body.
Oh, wow.
It was carved from his skeleton many centuries ago. Yet long after the gods left this mortal world to claim their dominion in the beyond. The splinter is infused with the very essence of my lord's power. To illuminate without fire, to heal without injury, and to speak without voice. It rests in a shrine deep within this temple complex, beyond the reach of looters, visitors, or indeed, myself. The path to the relic has fallen to ruin. Some sections are flooded, and others are infested with all manner of creatures. Although, perhaps you might assist me with that.
Right. Here it comes.
You see, this construction beside us is no mere statue, but a reliquary I have built to house the splinter of Eothas in its appropriate grandeur. It is nearly complete, and ready for the splinter to be interred. But I can no longer reach the relic on my own. Return it to me, and who knows, perhaps you will meet your expedition along the way. Take all the time you need. Oh, and please refrain from touching my statue or devices. May light illuminate your path, brother.
Alright, retrieve the relic. It's an optional objective, though. Travel to Dawnshore, that's the way to leave.
Leave those be. They protect my devices. Don't touch the generators.
Really doesn't want me doing that. It goes over there, but it doesn't connect to anything.